copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976 allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticisms, comments. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Kai, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, Dragon Ball Online, and all other character names, logos, and distinctive likeness thereof are trademarks of Akira Toriyama, Toei Animation, Bird Studio, Shueisha, Funimation, Viz Media, Group AB, Glenat, Namco Bandai, Atari, and other respective license holders unmentioned. This video was not prepared, licensed, or endorsed by any entity involved in creating or producing the Dragon Ball series. It is an independent, unofficial work made by a fan, for fans, that has no connection to the official license holder and is created within fair use guidelines. Please enjoy the video.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be heading back into what if the Dragon Balls couldn't revive anybody. I've been saying this a lot for the past few videos, but it's been quite a while since the last part. So, make sure to click the link up above to go and check out the previous parts if you haven't, or if you just need a refresher. I'd like to give a gigantic shout out to all of my amazing patrons for their continuous support. If you want to become a patron as well, then make sure to click the link down in the description to pledge. It would mean so much. And with all of that, let's get right into this video. We last left off with future Goten coming to the present, warning the Z Fighters about Dr. Gero and the android threat. In 3 years' time, the androids will arrive to kill the Z Fighters and rule the world. They can't let that happen, especially when there are so little of them left at all anymore. Goku promised himself that he wouldn't let any more of his friends die, so he says he's going to train as hard as possible to make sure he's prepared enough to get rid of these androids and save his friends. Though Bulma comes up with a better solution. She suggests that they just go and track down Dr. Gero now and kill him before he unleashes any of his androids. If they do that, then they're certain to not have the future play out the way it's supposed to. Goku has to think this one over. Killing Gero before he builds the androids? That would certainly be the easiest way to do things, but he can't just go and kill a guy before he does anything. That is being as bad as the bad guy himself. Maybe though, if they can convince him that what he's doing is wrong and get him to change, then they can save the future in their own way. This time, Goku is open to the idea, as while he is still wanting a challenge, he also wants to protect everybody. And since there isn't a get-out-of-jail-free card here with the Dragon Balls, his lust for fighting is going to have to die down quite a bit here. The others think it's the safer option, and gather up the Dragon Balls, and ask for the location of Dr. Gero's lab. Once they have the location, they all go and bust down the door, scaring the crap out of Gero. Piccolo, being the intimidating one, tells Gero that they know of his plans to create more androids to kill all of them. They were planning on coming here to kill him and prevent the threat at all, but they're going to give him an option. He can either give up his work on the androids completely, and if the Z Fighters ever get a hint that he is going to, they'll kill him for good and be rid of the matter. Or he can continue to create the androids, but he has to do it under Capsule Corporation where he'll be monitored, and his creations will be used for good rather than for revenge. Gero is terrified. They managed to find him. Son Goku, the man who killed his son, is right here in front of him. But he can't do anything to him at all. He'd rather die than go to work at Capsule Corp and have them use his technology for good, but he's come so far already that he can't just abandon the project either. He doesn't want to die, but he doesn't want his life's work to die. Gero lets out a sigh and says that he will go work at Capsule Corp. They still don't know that he is evil, just that he might become it one day. So if he makes these androids good, then Goku can still get a good fight in, and they don't have to worry about the threats to humanity. Capsule Corporation moves in to take all of Gero's work back to his new lab, and he becomes a member of the corporation with his android project. Gero is forced to create the androids he had envisioned to one day take out Goku, but with the brilliant minds of Bulma and Dr. Brief there. So if he tries to turn the androids evil at all, he's screwed, so he has to make them to his liking. There's one thing that the Capsule Corporation didn't take, however, and it's just going to have to be his only way to get what he truly wants. He may have to wait quite a few years, but it's going to be worth it in the end. With the resources that Capsule Corp has with them, the Android project is finished much earlier than normal, and Androids 16, 17, and 18 are awakened without any of the evil inside of them. They don't have any motivation to kill Goku, they are just very powerful people. Android 16 was made to be in the image of Jiro's own son, and while Jiro looks at all these things like they're failures, Bulma and Dr. Brief take them as fantastic successes. All of them are insanely powerful, and sure, 17 and 18 are a little rebellious, but 16 seems to be a gentleman, and will more than likely than not help out with all the heavy lifting around here. Goku and the others were called down to meet with the androids, and Goku is impressed with their power, so much so that he challenges them to a fight right away. 18 really isn't into it, and 16 is more focused on the wildlife nearby, but 17 is down to test out what he can do. Goku and 17 spar, with 17 having a clear advantage while not getting tired, and being much more powerful than his canon self with his Capsule Corp enhancements. Goku is all fired up that they managed to turn the androids into good people, and get people who are willing to spar as well. 17 instantly takes a liking to Goku, and will train alongside him whenever he would like. The androids just go on about their lives, with 18 finding a place in the city to live in, while 16 and 17 go out to become park rangers. Good ending for the androids, but Jiro has had enough of that, and if his creations weren't gonna kill Goku, then he'll do it himself. He'd been working on turning himself into an android this entire time, and since he's so good at it, the others at Capsule Corp couldn't even tell. Jiro has managed to turn himself into a much more powerful Android 20. 20 sends out a distress signal one day to Goku, and him and Piccolo respond to it immediately to see what the matter is. They show up in horror to see most of Capsule Corp burn down, and Jiro flying above it holding Bulma hostage. Goku yells out for Jiro to put her down, but Jiro says if Goku comes any closer, he will kill her right where they stand now. Goku and Piccolo freeze, not wanting to gamble Bulma's life. Jiro says that he had a loved one taken from him by Goku long ago, and now Goku will finally know how it feels to lose one himself, by his hand. Jiro puts his hand up to Bulma's head to blast it away, and is then sent hurtling towards the ground. Bulma begins to fall, and Goku appears next to her to catch her. Jiro looks up and sees 18 looking over him and glaring. She lands next to Jiro and tells him that she wanted to believe he had changed and actually wanted a better life for them. She didn't tell Bulma or the others what he had actually done to them, how he took her in 17, did countless experiments on them, and turned them into what they are now. When she left that pod, she thought things were different. She saw smiling faces and people who were actually happy to see her. She never got that with him, and thought that he had finally decided to do good and give her a good life. Of course, that wasn't going to happen though. It was all a front. He is pure evil, and she's not going to be giving him a second chance ever again. 18 powers up, shaking the whole city, and launches at Jiro. Jiro puts the shield up in front of himself to block her attack, but she crashes right through it and punches him right across the face. She continuously goes in charging, landing multiple blows to his chest and leaving multiple dents. Jiro uses laser eyes to push her back, but 18 tanks him like a champ and grabs both of his arms, ripping them right off. She then twirls him around and begins to beat Jiro with his own severed arms. With Jiro badly taken down and with no infinite energy inside of him, he is worn down and has lost this fight. She stares at Jiro, the broken man, and readies a ki blast to blow him away into nothing. She looks to Piccolo and Goku, who look in concern but don't do anything to stop her. They've been here before and know what must be done. They warned Jiro multiple times that if he did anything at all, he would pay, and he was too much of an idiot to listen to them. They nod at 18 in approval, and she screams out, putting her all into the attack to wipe Jiro out of existence. 18 breathes heavy, satisfied in doing what she has wanted to for years now, and Bulma gives her a hug, thanking her for saving her life. Unfortunately, Jiro did do a lot of damage. Most of Capsule Corp was destroyed, and Dr. Brief's life was taken as well. It takes a while for Bulma to move on from her dad's death, but luckily she has her friends to back her up and help her build what he left behind, and continue on as the new CEO. Once the full 3 years have passed, Goku started to come down with the heart virus symptoms and took his medicine. In the moment, he's just resting in bed trying to overcome the virus, when future Goten returns to come and help fight against the androids. He arrives to not sense any battles at all, and fears for the worst that the androids may have already done them in. But that couldn't be further from the truth. He goes to his house to find everybody safe and sound. Well, Goku is in quite a lot of pain from the heart virus, but besides that, there are no androids to worry about. Piccolo tells him that they went to Jiro, and were able to reprogram the androids to be good people, and there's no way that they're going to do what they did in his timeline, especially since one of them helped take down Jiro herself. Future Goten is absolutely shocked to hear that. The androids? Good? Man, these guys had everything under control, didn't they? They're out there right now helping people instead of destroying them? This is insane. I mean, he's happy that they managed to change things so drastically, but he just wishes that things could have changed like this for his time as well. Piccolo says that while outside of the question, he's been training with the androids here to get himself stronger, and they've all grown very strong. If they're able to get Goten to power up as much as they have, then he may have a chance against his future androids. He asks how powerful they could have gotten, and Piccolo smiles, asking Gohan to come over here for a second. Gohan comes over and on Piccolo's command, transforms into a Super Saiyan. Goten is blown away on how Gohan managed to become a Super Saiyan this early. It took his Gohan years of training to get this way, and here he is, becoming a Super Saiyan with little to no effort. Since Goku's been training with 17 and occasionally 16 on Natu's island, he has become much more powerful of a fighter, and since he trains with Gohan as well, Gohan got a whole hell of a lot stronger too, enough to get him to become a Super Saiyan with the right enough push. Goten is going to need some power like that, and Piccolo tells him that once Goku is all healed up, then they'll bring him to a special place to train, where Goku learned a new form many years ago. So hopefully Goten can get one if he trains there as well. It doesn't take very long for Goku to come too, since he did take his medicine a little earlier after all. And once he reunites with Goten, he takes him up to the hyperbolic time chamber, and the two go inside to train Goten up. Meanwhile, in West City, 18 is chilling out in her apartment building, watching some movies on TV, when a key blast suddenly knocks down her door and hits her right in the face. She immediately stands back up and hears solar flare, which blinds her. She reaches for her eyes, screaming since she's unable to see, and is suddenly caught in something. She has no time to see what it is or even stop herself from being pulled into whatever it is she's being pulled into, since it's too late. Android 18 has been absorbed, and Cell has just achieved his semi-perfect form. With that, we're going to be leaving this episode right here. Thank you all so much for watching this episode, as it was nice to explore a reality where the Z-Fighters were actually kinda smart in going after Jiro. Next time, we're going to be heading into a very different Cell saga, and ask the most important question of all. Will anybody be able to defeat Cell? Make sure to like this video and subscribe, as if we can get this part to 700 likes, then I'll continue this series into another video. Thank you all so much for watching, and until we meet again, see you later!